Welcome to the Nasboys podcast. Now, did you know that Hendrick Motorsports is the first team in NASCAR history to lead 100,000 miles in the Cup Series? Another insane stat by Hendrick. So anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys podcast. I'm your host, Mike, a.k.a. Mike Bob Fan 101, with my good friends and co-host, Christian, a.k.a. Savage NASCAR.
What it do, Nasboys crew?
And Cam, a.k.a. Noticed_Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So let's get down to talking about this weekend's races over at Sonoma. We are going to kick it off with the Truck Series race. What did you guys think of it?
So the DoorDash 250 at Sonoma, the Truck Series, they've raced back here in the 90s, but this is the first time they've been at Sonoma in about 2 decades. So this one was definitely one I was looking forward to, and we all predicted Kyle Busch to win, and sure enough, he did. Driving a 51 purple paint scheme, actually, and Zane Smith, he came close. He got second, and I want to say the truck race was definitely it was an interesting race. There was a little bit of like rough housing, but nothing too crazy. What about y'all?
I didn't really get to watch any of this weekend's races, sadly. I really wanted to, but happy I got my pick right. That was nice.
Well, Christian, there was some craziness going on. As many of you guys know, Carson Hocevar, he had that insane wreck last weekend, but he broke his tibia in his right ankle, and he still was able to drive the truck. He drove it for about 10 laps, and he even won the pole, but he unfortunately wrecked, and he did not get the chance to start on the pole and had to start way in the back.
What a story as Carson Hocevar. He just overdrove it. And that is
exactly what we worried about, challenging that entry to turn 10 there to try to get that speed there.
Oh,
that's a shame.
Some pretty good damage to the back end of that truck as well. It didn't just get off the track and ruin his run for the pole.
Andy, how do you, what if you're watching our coverage on FS1 and you've got 4/10 in the bay, you just say, don't run off, we're good.
He could have coasted from the entry from the exit of 9 all the way to the start finish, to the timing line there, and
ran the first 10 laps so he could be able to get the points, which that's awesome. Like, I wasn't even expecting him to drive in the truck, let alone 10 laps at one of the hardest tracks in NASCAR to drive on. That man is an absolute legend. He is completely dedicated. Please, racing gods, give this man a win at some point. He absolutely deserves it. Anyways, prayers for his recovery. I hope that he has a speedy recovery and he can continue to be the amazing driver that he is. Now, on to the race in general. It was an all right race. I'm not that big of a fan of road courses. You can attack me all you want, but I don't really care. It was pretty cool. There were some points where there was beating and banging, like Christian said, and that was pretty cool to see. Stuart Friesen had a really bad day. I think he was involved in like 3 or 4 incidents, including the big wreck that caused overtime, I believe at least.
The 38 got around the 66. A big one on the front straight here.
And Bowman's involved. The 30.
Stuart Friesen, caution out.
And I know he's involved in one, but anyways, he just had a really bad day, so I thought I would mention that. Kyle Busch winning, not at all surprising. He just practically dominated. So overall, decent race. Pretty much what I expected to happen. And Zane Smith finished second, so my picks finished 1-2.
Yep, and I know Friesen, he was in a couple instances. He got spun out early, and then he got involved there at the wreck, like you mentioned. One driver again, another great run. Parker Kilgerman, he got 7th, and then Ty Majeski got 3rd. Matt Benedetto finally got another top 10. I think that's his second top 10 of the season. Kyle Busch, he led 45 of the 75 laps in the race. So, yeah, I feel like none of us were surprised that Kyle Busch won the race.
No.
Yeah, Matt DiBenedetto may have finished 6th, but I don't know what he was doing at the end. He just ran Stuart Friesen right into the tires.
Oh, wow.
Matt, never change. So now let's take a look at what you guys had to say about it. 14% of you said great. 86% of you said good. None of you said message okay, and none of you said bad. No thoughts. And driver of the day, Deegan. Deegan.
Now that's got to be a troll,
right?
It's got to be a troll because Deegan wrecked.
This is his shot here.
Oh, this could be a
Little
caution.
dirt tracking for Haley Deegan, and that is bringing out the caution.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Unfortunate for Deegan. Qualified in the top 10 today, and it's been a challenging afternoon for her, though, once the race got started, all the way in the back at the top of the screen.
I thought I saw her with some contact, and she just loses a right rear tire there. And so I think when the truck went around up in 7, must have clipped her, and eventually the tire failed.
That's a horrible place to have a right rear tire fail. There's no tire wall. There's no safer barrier there. That's quite a wallop.
Yes, exactly. Deegan. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Back at it.
Don't get me started on Deegan. My driver of the day, I'm gonna go with Kyle Busch. Obviously, dominated the race.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kyle.
Yeah, same. I mean, he led most laps, so they have no other choice.
All right, now let's talk about the Cup race.
The Cup race. So I was really excited for this one because last year's Sonoma race went far beyond my expectations. I thought it wasn't going to be that good last year, considering how the last couple of years have been sort of up and down at the track. But today was a very good race, in my opinion. I know there wasn't many cautions, but there was plenty of excitement. I thought that these drivers drove to the best of their ability. We saw a good bit of passing. We saw some bumping. We saw a good bit of things. We even saw a tire fall off again.
17, he ran it absolutely as far as he could, and now we've lost a tire and a wheel.
Oh, no. Pole sitter Kyle Larson.
Caution's out here. Caution's out.
So there's the second caution flag for cause of the day.
We saw Kyle Larson, everyone's pick pretty much, it seemed, to have that tire fall off. And Daniel Suarez, I mean, it's about time. And he got it done. He got the win, led the most laps of 47 of 110. And a lot of drivers up towards the front that were trying to end either losing streaks or just hadn't had good runs recently, and they got great runs. So I was really excited to see Michael McDowell get third, Kevin Harvick get fourth, and my pick, Ron Blaney, got sixth. But there's plenty of good racing. But what did you think about it, Mike?
I thought it was an okay race. There was some points of it that were really, really good racing. I think there was like one restart where there was a bunch of cars battling towards the end of the race. But congratulations to Daniel Suarez. He definitely deserves it with, how hard of a career he's had in the Cup Series. I used to, I wouldn't say not like Daniel Suarez, but I felt like he was a very overrated driver. But this year, he has really shown me that he's not an overrated driver, really. Trackhouse is the perfect place for him. I felt like that since he started at Trackhouse because they're an up-and-coming team. Daniel Suarez at the time was a mid-pack driver, and that was the type of driver that they needed. Now with Trackhouse expanding to another car, they got more money for equipment. They have proven to be a championship contender, which we'll talk about later on. And it's shown that Daniel Suarez can be a good driver that can get you top 10s from time to time. He's had a couple of rough runs recently, but this is definitely what he needed. I'm very happy for Daniel Suarez. Very friendly guy, just overall a very deserving driver of getting a win. But the strategy was a little interesting too, because there was a lot of cars, once you really got out to I want to say the top 5, that was basically it. We saw Michael McDowell and Chris Buescher all day in the top 5, and Chase Elliott was in the top 5, and then he had pit strategy which equaled Suarez getting there, and I think Elliott had a penalty for pitting outside of the box, so that's why he wasn't up there.
Yeah.
Larson, I felt like was going to win again because Cliff Daniels had that great strategy with trying to do what they did last year, but it ended up not going well as Larson lost the tire, like you mentioned, Christian. which is unfortunate. And I'm glad I didn't pick Larson for this one, but I did pick Elliott, and that fell over. So overall, it was a pretty decent race. Congratulations to Suarez, and good for Chris Buescher finishing second.
Yeah, I was going to mention that Chris Buescher, he was running him down for a little bit there towards the end. Buescher had a very fast car, and Brad Keselowski actually got a top 10. So that's huge for them. That's a little bit of a confidence booster for the 6 team because of how bad their season's been so far.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Ross Chastain got 6th. And you mentioned Chase Elliott. He started second. He led a good bit in the race. He ended up finishing 8th. But there was a couple other guys that had great runs too, like Austin Cindric. We saw Austin Dillon, Justin Haley get up there. And one thing I was very happy to see was Chase Briscoe getting into Kyle Busch and turning them around. If you haven't seen that, here's the clip.
Kyle Busch inside of Bowman. It's going to be 3 wide coming to the corner with Briscoe. But Kyle Busch is around as Briscoe goes to the inside.
But that was bad for my fantasy team because I had Kyle Busch as my number 1 starter. So I was third. I kept checking. I was third, and then all of a sudden, because of that, I dropped to 6th. But what did the people have to say about the race?
Well, apparently another thing that you forgot to mention was that Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney kind of had a little bit of an incident. Apparently,
Here's a look at it. Hamlin going into that corner, locks up the tire, as Tony pointed out. Had one wheel turning and significant contact led to this later statement over the in-car radio from Blaney.
Can't wait to have to pass everybody back in that front. 11's going to get one coming to him. Tell that.
Now, Denny Hamlin.
I don't know if you're around Josh, but tell him I'm sorry. Locked it up. Tell him I'll give it back to him when he comes to stop me again.
And that's Josh Williams, which is Ryan Blaney's spotter.
I didn't see this because I think I went out of the room for a little bit, but apparently Hamlin wrecked Blaney, or like he doored him, and Blaney was very, very mad about it, saying like Hamlin complains that people race dirty, but he races other people dirty. I have to watch that again, so I'm not going to say too much, but I do agree that Hamlin can be a hypocrite at times, and that's why I don't like him. So Blaney is not wrong there. But let's take a look at what the people had to say. 50% of you said great, 20% of you said good, 30% of you said okay, and none of you said bad. Let's see, hold on, my phone was glitching a second. Anthony _ Commodore, I think 3, I'm not sure his entire name, but anyway, Suarez got his first Cup win. Henry 24257 says, an okay race. Suarez had a good car and strategy to get the W. 6 out of 10. That I have to agree with. Dan's _ diecast says, racing was good, but couldn't really pass. It's road course racing, you know. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, but there was some points where they were passing, but I can agree with you. And unanimously, Daniel Suarez gets driver of the day. Listen, I'm happy for Daniel Suarez, but I got a different pick for driver of the day. AJ Allmendinger. The man had to go to the rear because he had to fix something with his steering, and he had no power steering for practically the whole day. Then they pit and finally managed to give him some power steering fluid, and he was in the top 10 for a little bit, but I don't know where he finished. I'm about to check that right now, but AJ Allmendinger, definitely my pick for driver of the day, but Suarez definitely should be up there, and AJ Allmendinger finished 19th. But yeah, Suarez should definitely be in consideration for that strategy.
Now, AJ's a good one, a good nominee. Another driver that I thought was Kevin Harvick. I mean, I've been hoping he would get a win this season. He's came close. His pit crew has just been horrible this year. Because of that, he's fallen back and lost a lot of spots in many races. And he still rebounded from that. He was like 14th with 20 to go, and he ended up getting 4th or something like that. So I think Kevin Harvick is my driver of the day. And if not for him, either Chris Buescher or Daniel Suarez or AJ.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say. I'm going to go with Daniel Suarez because, I mean, it's his first Cup win. You know, why not give the guy some love? I haven't seen Daniel Harvick be up in the top in a while because I was just looking at, who was in the top 10. So that was nice to see, It feels like it's been forever since I've seen Harvick do good in a race. I mean, not like attacking him or nothing like that. I mean, just in all seriousness. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, and Black Flags Matter didn't actually jinx somebody for once. That's honestly incredible.
Yeah.
And another fact for you is he made a video about Trackhouse, just explaining how he felt about the team. I think 1 year ago today, or close to it. So here it is if you guys want to check it out. But I thought that was pretty cool. He posted that on his community tab on YouTube, just saying that. And then Daniel Suarez finally got his win. So
Yeah.
we're just about at the halfway point of the season, which is pretty crazy. It feels like a couple months ago we just started it. Like probably it should be like March, but anyways. So let's talk a little bit about our halfway championship predictions for all three series. So I have a couple of picks that I think could win it. For the truck series, I got either Zane Smith or Chandler Smith. One of the Smiths is going to win it. I feel like they've both been very fast. Zane Smith has been very, very good. I think he has like 2 or 3 wins already. Chandler Smith's always a contender, so I'm definitely looking out for those guys. But I think another guy that could make it to the Final Four is Carson Hocevar.
Well, we will do the meme of the week after this, but for the truck series, man, my Final Four right now, Ben Rhodes, he's like 224 laps this season, 5 top 10s, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, but he's been consistent. Zane Smith definitely, I think, is another one. Carson Hocevar, definitely. And then the final driver I would have in the 4 would be Chandler Smith for the truck series.
I gotta agree with yours.
For me, I'm not doing the whole Final Four. If we're just talking off like who I think would win the championship race as of right now, I think it's Zane Smith. I mean, he's very fast, and he's had some wins, and he's led a lot of laps, and we've seen him pull off a couple of clutch performances this season. So I think he has it in him.
So for the Xfinity Series, I got 3: Justin Allgaier, Josh Berry, and Ty Gibbs. And then I don't know about the 4th, maybe AJ.
Yeah, well, that's very similar to mine. Ty Gibbs is in there for me, as much as I would not like to see him in the Final Four. Noah Gragson's like 384 laps this season with 9 top 5s. So I think Noah Gragson he could have a chance. And then, of course, I think AJ's in there. And the 4th driver for me, I got to say Josh Berry.
I'm going Allgaier all day. He's had, to me, he's kind of had one of those Larson seasons in my mind. He's put up a lot of good numbers. Not a lot of wins. Not as many wins, but he's put up a lot of good numbers, I mean, statistically, he's been running great in point standings.
I don't think he's been as dominant as Larson was, obviously, in his season, but I do agree that he's put up a lot of great numbers, and definitely that's why he's up there for me, at least.
Yeah. Like Allgaier, he's 5th in the points right now. He's finished in top 10 9 times. He has 3 stage wins and has led 328 laps. So I could see Allgaier possibly getting in.
And then for the Cup Series, it's really between Ross Chastain and William Byron, but I think Ross Chastain has the edge. He's been fast at pretty much every track that we've raced on this season, aside from, I think, like Daytona and a couple of the other races. But other than that, he's been really, really good. Almost winning at Atlanta, winning at Coda, winning at Talladega barely. So I would not at all be surprised if the Melon Man wins his first championship.
Well, for my Final Four for the Cup right now, it's tough because I want to say Chase Elliott's in there, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to get in. I think something's going to happen to where he doesn't. Same thing with Kyle Larson. I know it's a bold prediction, but I don't think Kyle Larson's going to be in the Final Four this year. I know Chastain is. In my opinion, I think he could get in. He's led 426 laps. Chase Elliott has led the most laps other than William Byron, which Byron I think is going to get in. Byron's like 570 laps this season. And Hendricks, of course, is really dominant. I feel like in the postseason they could step things up, but I just don't see Larson or Elliott getting in. So right now I have Chastain, I have William Byron, and this one's going to surprise some people. I know I picked him. I think I picked him to be in the Elite Eight, or if it's Elite Eight, last year. Christopher Bell. I want to say Christopher Bell sneaks into the championship four, and then the other driver getting in is going to be Kyle Busch.
Now, I have a little different. If I'm going to actually pick my final four, and this was like a real thing, mine's almost exactly the same to Christian's. Chastain's going to be in there. Byron's going to be in there. Kyle Busch is going to be in there. But I'm kind of wondering if Logano could be in there. I've looked at some of his stats. I think that he's been running up close. Like Christian, if you could pull up like what you said with everybody else, could you tell us what he has right now?
Logano has 2 wins, 5 top 5, 7 top 10s, 2 DNFs, and has led 177 laps.
So I think if he stays on the right track, because really we've been seeing him pick it up later on in the season. He always does this too. I think that we could see him in the Final Four. And that's not a biased thing before people go raging in the comments. I promise you, it's not.
Yeah, I got to agree, Cam. My Final Four, I have not made my clear Final Four because that just shows you how competitive this next-gen car is making everything. Chastain and Byron easily. They've been the 2 fastest drivers. I could see Kyle Busch getting in there. I could see Chase Elliott maybe getting in there. I definitely could see Joey. Not too much bias there. I would like to see it, but I would also not be surprised if he does or doesn't make it. Blaney, I think, could even sneak in there. He's been fast at a lot of the tracks too, like Richmond. I didn't expect him to be fast there, and he was. Auto Club, he's very fast, and there's been a ton of different tracks where I did not expect Ryan Blaney to run well. Martinsville, that's another good one where he's run well, and he's really stepped it up. And I think William Byron will win at Homestead, and that's what will get him in the Final Four for sure.
Yeah. No. Before we get into meme of the week, we're going to take a quick break due to time reasons on the recording, and we'll be right back.
All right, guys, we're back. So let's talk about our meme of the week. This is pretty unanimous. Here it is. So for context, you guys know, obviously, all 3 of us hate Denny Hamlin. Let's be real, all 3 of us.
I don't hate him, but I don't like the dude.
Well, me and Cam hate him.
Yeah.
And as you can see, this is all the drivers over the past couple of seasons that hate Denny Hamlin. I wish Joey Logano was still on this thing. That is the only thing wrong with it, because Joey Logano also said that Denny Hamlin was dirty for running over one of his pit crew members, which that is a topic for another day.
Having an issue. You see him get in position. Here comes Denny Hamlin, catches the air hose, and may have clipped his foot.
Yeah, that right foot was hanging out when he got in there. But if it was, man, what a contender. Got right back in the game, got that air wrench right, hits it right there, gets the lug nut on. Yeah, you can see him hobbling on it. I think he got run over.
If he was hurt, he wasn't showing it, Regan.
But yeah, this meme was pretty funny. For the championship made it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I think it is pretty funny. The reason why I thought it was and should have been meme of the week. Okay, I haven't seen is the original picture I think was from Everyone Hates Chris, and then instead they put Denny Hamlin on there. And then there's he replaced the drivers' faces. So yeah, I think it was a pretty creative meme. As much as I don't encourage people to hate other people, but other than that, I think it's a really good meme.
Yeah, I think it's funny, especially since I grew up on watching that show. It makes it 10 times better.
All right. So this week is going to be somewhat of an off week for NASCAR. There's only one race, and that's the trucks at Knoxville. And then the week after will be the regularly scheduled races. So we will not be making an episode next week, but we will make an episode the week of the Nashville races. So we're just going to do both picks now for the trucks at Nashville and Knoxville. So I don't have a Nashville pick because I did not realize at all that they had an off week, but I do have a Knoxville pick. I'm going to say Chandler Smith wins it. He was very close last year, but then he got screwed over with the yellow at the end. So I think Chandler Smith is going to redeem himself and get the win.
Not bad, not bad. So for Knoxville, last year's race we know was chaos, and a lot of people were like, "Why bring it back? Why bring this track back?" But Knoxville Raceway is one of my favorite tracks, mainly because working at Dirt Vision, we cover Knoxville races, and I've done many of them for broadcast. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick who's going to win this one, but I want to say Ty Majeski wins the truck race at Knoxville.
I'm also going to go with Chandler Smith. That was going to be my pick. I think he's just been really fast. So is Zane. So they've just been dominant.
All right. So for the trucks at Nashville, this is a little hard it's not too hard for me, but there's two drivers that I kind of want to pick, but I'm leaning more toward one. Chandler Smith again and Derek Kraus. I think I'm going to go with Chandler Smith again because Derek Kraus is not that great.
Shot at Kraus and see. But, oh, man. So for Nashville, there's always one driver that comes to mind at a mile and a half tracks that has won plenty of times at those type of tracks. In the truck series, it's Matt Crafton, but he's washed. Yes, you heard me. He's washed. So he is not, I don't think he's going to win. But it's kind of hard to choose with this one, but I want to say the winner of the Nashville race for truck series is going to be John Hunter Nemechek.
Okay, respectable. I'm going to go with Ben Rhodes. I think he has a chance, and that's really it.
So for the Xfinity series, if a Cup driver's racing, I'm going to go with them. Whoever's racing the 88, if that's even happening, I have to look at the entry list, and then I'll make my decision then. But if there is not a Cup driver that has a legitimate chance of winning, I'm going to say Justin Allgaier.
Not bad. Not a bad pick. You stole it again, Mike. Yet again, we picked the same guy. I picked Allgaier to win at Nashville.
I got Gregson. I think he's going to have a little bit of a comeback.
And then for the Cup Series, I'm going to say that Kyle Larson redeems himself and wins it again at Nashville, going back-to-back.
This one is going to be probably one of the most surprising predictions so far this season. I'm going to say Bubba Wallace is going to win at Nashville. Yep.
Bubba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this isn't at the level as the Raptors team going to win at. Toto, I think Bubba Wallace has a chance. He's done well about and a half tracks this year. So, yes, I think Bubba Wallace is going to win at Nashville.
Okay, now this was a little bit wild, but not really that wild. Ross Chastain, why not?
That's a pretty solid pick. He finished second there last year. He didn't lead any laps, I think. And I think he finished in the top 10 in one stage. I can't remember. I looked at the results like several times to see who I wanted to pick.
Kyle Larson won there last year. I was thinking about picking him, but I went out of the box and said Bubba. So we'll see. One thing, too, before we close out episode, happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. If you're all watching this on Father's Day and the day before, just want to say thank y'all. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your off week. I don't know why NASCAR has off day for Father's Day, but not Mother's Day. But all right.
Yeah, I'm going to say happy Father's Day, too. And I'd also like to say, Dad, if you watch this, I love you. Happy Father's Day. And that's it. Mike, say what you want to say now.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why NASCAR has an off day on Father's Day, but not Mother's Day. But that's okay. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. You guys are awesome. And so with that, that will conclude this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
You want me calling, you wanted what I think. All these women lie.